Hey, this is the glute bad and the ugly workout. It's a Tabata workout, which means you're gonna do 20 seconds on, 10 seconds off for 4 minutes per exercise, going through the exercises in sequence. Let's start with number one, the BOSU balance one arm rows. For this exercise here, you're gonna set up facing a bench or a chair, and you're gonna have the BOSU ball with the bubble side down. You're gonna stand on top of the BOSU ball like so, feet spread apart, keeping it nice and balanced, and you're gonna hold the dumbbell down at arm's length, pull the dumbbell up beside the waist, turning the grip to sideways, lower down and repeat, just like so, and you're gonna be alternating sides each set, which means you're gonna be doing one set on the right, one set on the left, one set on the right, one set on the left, 4 sets each. As a progression, you could do 8 sets each, and as a further progression, when you're doing the top of the row, you can do a little bit of a drop catch in the grip, so it'll look like this, just a little bit of a dropping it from the palm to the fingertips. That gives you a little bit of a stability jolt. Okay, those progressions are written right along the bottom of exercise number 1. That once again is the BOSU balance one arm rows. Exercise number 2 is bubble down, lunge, and touch. Now, for this one, you're gonna have the BOSU ball with the bubble part facing down, your foot right on the center. Get into a long stride. This won't work if your feet are too close together. You're gonna bend both knees to lunge down, touch the top of the platform, return up and repeat, just like so. Focus on keeping the BOSU ball as steady as possible when doing this exercise. If your low back isn't feeling great, then you can just do an upright lunge without bending forward. Otherwise, folding forward to touch the platform actually helps you recruit more of the glute muscles for a greater training effect to that area of the body. So, the next exercise is going to be the BOSU bridge one arm chest press. For this, you're gonna have your upper back and head completely on the BOSU ball, and you're gonna be in a glute bridge with your hips up all the way, doing a one arm chest press that just looks like a one arm punch. I'll demonstrate this one here. So, you're gonna have the bubble side of the BOSU up, just like this. You're gonna have your upper back and head on the BOSU ball, everything up, and you're doing a one arm chest press just like so, keeping the hips up all the way, and you're gonna alternate sides each set. Okay, so 4 sets on the right and 4 sets on the left, and as a progression, you could go with 8 and 8. The next exercise is the BOSU knee hugger hip bridge. All right, for this exercise, you're going to be laying face up. You're gonna have the back of one leg on top of the BOSU ball, just like this, preferably at around the knee area. You're gonna be laying on your back. You're gonna have your other knee hugged up and into your chest. Now, from this position, laying flat, you're gonna lift your hips up all the way as high as you can. Hold for a second, lower down and repeat. Hips up all the way as high as you can. Hold for a second, lower and repeat. The range of motion on this exercise is not very much. You're only going to be moving about 2 to 3 inches, but you are going to be feeling this in the back of the hips and thighs, particularly in the hamstrings. Okay, so it's a very effective exercise. As a progression, you don't hug the knee to the chest, but you keep the knee up and in. You're just using the hip muscles to do that. So it's kind of a hands-free variation. And as a further progression, you could do 8 sets aside. Now the next exercise is the BOSU balance, bent over, reverse fly. For this one, we're gonna be doing the same technique where you have the BOSU with the bubble side down. Just like so. You're gonna be standing on it, and I'm just gonna grab a lighter weight. You're gonna be standing on it, just keeping your body centered, like so, keeping everything balanced, holding a dumbbell down at arm's length with your palm facing forward. You're gonna arc it up and around, following it with your head and eyes, just like this, okay? And you're gonna alternate sides on each set. Now, if that is too difficult, then you can flip it to bubble side up and do that variation instead, which should be a lot easier. Other than that, for that exercise there, the one form fault that's very common is that people do not follow the dumbbell with the head and eyes. they just kind of go like this. Just make sure that you turn your head and eyes with it. That actually helps you get a more complete contraction through the shoulder blades and the back of the shoulder. All right, we're going on to the next exercise. This is number 6 now. Number 6 is the side plank, side leg raises. A very, very difficult exercise actually. Much harder than it looks. For this one here, you're going to be setting up, laying sideways on top of the BOSU ball like this. Now, for this one, I have my bottom forearm on top of the BOSU ball, stacked directly beneath my bottom shoulder, okay? Now you can have your top arm on your hip, or you can have it hugging the bottom shoulder. For this exercise, you're gonna lift your hips up from the side, then lift the top leg up, lower it down, lower the hips down. Hips up, leg down, hips down. Now that variation might be a little too hard. So if it is, then watch what I do. I just use a bent knee on the bottom leg. So hips up, top leg down, hips down. Hips up, top leg down, hips down. So that variation, I have my knee on the ground the whole time. But if you can, I want you to do this from the feet. It is going to be a little bit more challenging, but there's greater exercise benefit if you can do it from your feet. And if you need to for balance, you could have your top hand down in front like a kickstand if you find that you just keep turning over too much and you need that extra support. So find the variation that challenges you, but that you're able to do competently between all of those different modifications. All right? Now, the next exercise is the drop and catch one arm side raise. So for this one here, I'm just going to show you a close-up of what I'm doing with my hand at the top. I'm just dropping it from my fingertips, okay? Or from my palm to my fingertips, just like this. So, you're going to be standing on the BOSU ball like this. You want to have your heels at the apex with your feet sloping down. That's essential because if you ever lose your balance on a BOSU ball, you want to lose it going forward. You never want to lose it going backward. That's when it can be dangerous to be on a BOSU ball. So you want to have your feet gently sloping down, just like so. You're going to raise the dumbbell out to the side, and then you're just going to do this little drop catch from the very top, where you drop it from the palm to the fingertips. That just gives you a little stability jolt. Now, some people are not comfortable doing that. So if you aren't, then what you do is just do a little bit of a pump at the top. Just do a little bit of a pump at the top. Certainly, I don't want you to throw the dumbbell or have it become free of your grip and cause any damage to yourself, anyone else, or any of your precious stuff around the workout area. So that's the drop and catch one arm side raises. A progression is to do 8 sets each. Otherwise, you're doing 4 sets each, okay? So everything is described here. You got all those exercises in sequence from numbers 1 to 7. The tracking sheet is on the back, so you can write down your weight and how much you did. And then within that, you have a whole bunch of different progressions to gently move things forward and make it more challenging for yourself in the future. This is the Glute Bad and Ugly Tabata workout. I think you're gonna love it for core strength, hip stability, and just overall fun. Other than that, rooting for you in the game of life.